New building this Picasso painting that we have here, and we are building it using HTML and CSS. So far we've looked at steps 1 to 10, and in this video we are going to be working our way through steps 11 to 20. All right, so let's get started. So below your back wall elements, we want to create another div with a class of characters. So create a div like so, and we'll give this div a class attribute. The value is going to be characters. All right, next up, inside that characters element, we want to create another div. Okay, and we'll give this one an ID of white character. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to create 4 divs inside this off-white character element. So this one right here, we are creating 4 divs inside it, and want to give those div the following ID values in order. So first, let's create the div element, and it's going to have an ID. Okay, so I'm just going to click Option and Shift, and then I'll click down to recreate it 4 times. If you're on Windows, you can use Alt and Shift, and then you press down. All right, so the first one is going to have an ID of white hat. The second one will have an ID of black mask. The third will have an ID of gray instrument, and finally a turntable. Okay, so once again, FreeCodeCamp is free, but if you want to support, you can donate and support, but we would continue with our tutorial. We'll support later. Okay, so this character needs eyes. Okay, create 2 div elements inside the black mask element. So we have our black mask element here. Okay, and then inside it we are creating 2 div elements. Okay, so I'll just use the shortcut Option Shift, I'll press down, or Alt Shift and press down. Okay, so we want to give them classes. This class will have eyes, and then left. This will also have a class eyes, and then right. Next up, we want to create some dots for the instrument. So once again, this is what we are building. Okay, we are working our way towards it. So let's create some dots for the instrument. So we'll do that by adding 5 div elements within the gray instrument element. So we say div, and we'll give each one a class. So I'll say class and set the class to black dot. Okay, so I'll just use the shortcut to replicate them instead of just writing everything from scratch. So I'll just use Option Shift, and then I'll click down. Option Shift, then click down. If you're on Windows, Alt Shift and then click down. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 divs. All right, for step 16, using an ID selector, create a rule for the element with the ID of white character. Okay, so the ID selector is this hash symbol here, and we'll say off white character. Let's give it a width of 300 pixels. Let's give it a height of 550 pixels. Let's give it a background color of ghost white. Okay, so as you can see, we have a off-white character element here. So I guess this is this one right here. Okay, yeah, so let's continue. Next up, we want to move the off-white character into place by giving it a position of absolute. So we'll say position absolute, and then let's give it a top value of 20%. Okay, so now we've shifted it away from the top by 20% of the viewport height. Let's give it a left value of 17.5%. Okay. Next up, using an ID selector, select the element with the ID white hat. So we select the element white hat, and then we'll give it a width of 0. Give it a height of 0 as well. Let's give it a border style solid. Okay, so as you can see, we have this little black dot here because the width and height is just 0, so the border will also just be a dot. All right, this does not look quite right, obviously. So set a border width of 0, 120, 140, and 180 pixels. So let's do that. We'll say border width. You know what? I'll just copy this. 0 pixels, 120 pixels, like that. All right, so we have this small dot now. We've added some border width to it, and we've made it quite a big piece of black rectangle. All right, so finally in this video, we're looking at step 20. Now you have a large box, give it a border top color. Okay, so border top color. And border left color of transparent. So we say transparent. Let's also give border left color also transparent. Okay. I want to set the border bottom color to ghost white. So we'll say border bottom color ghost white. Okay. This will make it look more like an hat. Okay. I think I'm not doing something right. So we have first one is border top color. So we have border top color transparent, border right color, border left. Okay, I don't have border right color, so I need to add border right color of transparent as well. Okay, so border top color transparent, border right color transparent, border left color transparent, and then set the border bottom color to ghost white. This will make it look more like a hat. Well, it doesn't look like an heart to me. Let's see. Okay, let's continue. Maybe we would get to see it when as we work in the subsequent steps. Okay, so we'll end this video here and we'll continue in the next one. See you in the next video.